my attitude towards PEDs and stretching the boundaries of the rules in pro sports is that it's prevalent. So when there's somebody that looks a certain way with their size or is doing something that's somewhat, shady or sketchy, then to me, it's not crazy to think to yourself, well, this guy must be doing something that's different than some other people. Right. And with Pujols, here's look, with Pujols, Albert Pujols, what he's doing this season, his career was over.
Yeah. It's the eye test.
Nobody thinks this is shady, what he's done.
You'll never
his career
know,
was over.
You'll never know what he did, but the eye test tells you he's doing something.
Let me ask you this. Here's a question. If I made you place a bet.
Yeah.
Right? I said, you have to make a bet on everything that you own, everyone that's in your family that you know that you love will just disappear. Like Thanos getting the last Infinity Stone, yeah. Right? And you have to bet all that. If you get this wrong, everything disappears. Did Albert Pujols take performance-enhancing drugs? What would you bet on in that situation? Would you bet no?
I would take the over. He took a lot.
I mean, come on now. Like, it's humorous to me.
But not just him, like you said, especially that era, but even now, everybody is using. Everybody has been using for a long time.
Look, the history of it is
how it is. I think it's more recovery now, honestly, than strength.
Yeah, but we're going to find out in 10 years that there's something that these guys were using that is going to be a banned substance in 10 years.
Yeah.
They didn't know. There was something that a masking agent in which stuff wasn't being detected in PED tests.
One thing, though, they look healthier. I still believe they're all doing something, but they're obviously doing something different because their bodies look better than they did.
Science is improving on it.
Yeah, they don't look like 80s wrestlers anymore.
Yeah, Mark McGwire
he's gone.
Mark McGwire looked like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Right?
His hat size went 10 sizes larger.
Well, same with Bonds. Yeah, that was like Bonds was even went public about that too, I think.
Insane.
And it's funny though when you use the eye test with size. Like, all right, Pujols is one of those guys. He's just a big dude, though. But then people say the same thing about Frank Thomas, first ballot Hall of Famer, right? And I was always, when he went we put up such a stink about the Baseball Hall of Fame and steroids. Frank Thomas went in right away, and I'm going, all right, I don't want to sit here and accuse the guy of doing steroids when there's no evidence, but I mean, I have this rookie baseball card of him, and then I have this card where it looks like his arm is the size of the Prudential building here in Boston. Like, what's happening here?
Good diet, good sunlight.
He's not just doing the
it's not plyometrics.
What's the commercial he's in now? What's the pill? Nugenics?
Yeah, it's one of those.
Nugenics?
Yeah.
She'll like it too. Which is, those commercials are funny because they had Frank Thomas and then they're like, oh, who else should we get to do it? And they somehow ended up with Doug Flutie.
Yeah.
Like, what? How did you end up with Doug Flutie to be the other guy in on this commercial? But anyways, I digress. That was, where are we? PEDs in baseball. I mean, Frank Thomas turned out to be a monster. And yeah, he was a tall guy, big dude. But if you look at his rookie baseball card,
yeah, it's a different person.
Come on. And nobody says this because he's the lover boy for the media. They love him. And I'm gonna take heat just bringing his name up in this conversation. But if you look at remember the 2000 All-Star game futures uniforms?
Okay, yeah.
In Major League Baseball, where they had the sleeveless unis.
Yeah.
Go look at Ken Griffey Jr.'s picture. Because people are always like, oh, Ken Griffey Jr., he was
they don't like
small,
that.
he was skinny, and it's like, Go look at the Ken Griffey Jr. picture where he has the sleeveless cut off. He was huge. But people just think, oh, he was a skinny guy. Like, there's no way. But it's funny. People use the eye test only for certain guys. They won't use it for everybody. My whole point here is that if it turned out he took steroids, I wouldn't care. But what they're doing right now with Aaron Judge is they're doing break-ins in games where he's up at the plate and he's going to, break Roger Maris's record? Yeah. What is Roger Maris's record? It's not a record. Oh, the American League record? Okay. Nobody cares about the American League record.
No one wants it broken down like that.
It's the baseball home run record. Who has it right now? Barry Bonds has 73 home runs. How do I know that? Because I watched a baseball hit a bat and go into the stands 73 times in one season. I don't care who hit it. I don't care what they were doing to get the strength to hit it.
And we all loved it. And we all loved it.
We loved it. We embraced it.
It was the best.
We celebrated Mark McGwire.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Don't you want a certain amount of steroids and PEDs in these sports? Because I do. It makes it a hell of a lot more entertaining, I think.
I mean,
I get the argument.
I'm all about recovery.
Yeah, and I get the argument you don't want kids doing it, and I completely understand that. But I want to see the best players out there every week. And if they need a little something to recover better, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think what happened was there were guys like McGwire who you saw
who went wild,
just kind of went a little too far. Yeah. Like Barry Bonds. And the funniest part, though, about Bonds, and I don't know that you can say this about McGwire because McGwire's career wasn't close to how good Bonds' career was. Like, and you say this about Clemens too.
Yeah.
When you match up the timelines when they first started taking PEDs, according to alleged reports, take the date in which they started. For guys like Clemens and Bonds, those guys had Hall of Fame numbers before that point in time hit in which they started taking PEDs.
You know what they are, no matter what.
And so you can make the case that for Bonds, it's like, dude, did you even need to take what you took to turn into the Incredible Hulk? Like, you might not have. Like, you could have taken some type of supplement that helped you recover. Yeah. That might have been stretching the boundaries of the rules, but wasn't necessarily partnering with the Balco lab.
Yeah.
And
becoming Captain America.
And just having it lead to a huge scandal. He might have still broke the record.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was celebrated. That's the only number we should care about, 73.